Hey, I'm Jess. Today's practice has a special focus on our hips. Our hips do so much for us. They work so hard all day long, and for a lot of us, they hold a lot of tension and tightness, and they can really hold our emotions too. So we are going to work on stretching them and strengthening them so we can have the best of both worlds and have happy hips. We'll get started on our mats, and any props that you have, please feel free to grab those because we can probably use all of them. We'll get started today in a nice gentle twist. So go ahead and lie on your mats with as little effort as possible. Gently waking up our bodies. We're going to bring our knees over to the right, stack your arms on top of each other, and inhale, open up, bring your left arm across your chest, finding your twist here, adjusting as you need to. Arms or elbows can be bent or straight. And adjust your legs. So if this isn't comfortable, you can always straighten out your bottom leg. This is your practice, so make the poses work for you. And we'll just start with a few deep breaths. Inhale through your nose to your belly. Exhale, sigh your breath out. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And we'll roll all the way over to the left side. And same thing here. Inhale, open up your right arm, find your twist. And adjust as needed here. It may or may not be the same as the first side. Deep breath in. Exhale, sigh your breath out. Inhale, breathing deep into your belly. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale, bring your hips back to center. And we'll come into a restorative butterfly or supine butterfly for just a moment here. Bring your feet together and bring them farther away from your hips than you're used to. So bring them closer towards the bottom of your mat here. If you do have some props, feel free to bring them underneath your thighs for extra cushion so that gravity doesn't push us too far down too early. Trust me, we're doing a lot of hip openers, so we don't want to go too far too fast. We don't want to force ourselves to our max range of motion right now. We will get into our hips, I promise you. Take it gently here to begin with. Deep breath into your belly. Maybe you take one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Exhale it out. See if you can allow your hips to soften here. Allowing any tension to dissolve. And then we'll take our hands to the outsides of our thighs. Bring your knees together. And just windshield wiper your knees back and forth here. We're going to roll onto one side and bring ourselves up to a seat. Take one ankle in front or on top here. And inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, reach to the right, breathing into your side body. Inhale through center, exhale to the left. Inhale back to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale back up, and this time exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips, keeping your sitting bones on your mat here. And walk your hands over to the right. And walk your hands over to the left. Inhale back to center. and walk your hands back towards you. We're going to switch ankles. So the opposite one is in front or on top. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. One arm in front, one arm behind. Wave your spine tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Walk your hands over to the right. And walk your hands over to the left. Inhale back to center and walk your hands all the way towards you. Inhale, reach them up overhead. And exhale, bring them back down. Shake it out. Bring in any other movement here that you need. And we'll bring our knees together and meet in tabletop. If you have some extra cushion, feel free to put them underneath your knees here. And go ahead and keep this right ankle in your knee. We're going to take our left leg and bring it out to the side. This is called our fire hydrant pose. And bring it back down. Knee can hover or it can touch your mats. Inhale, bring it out to the side and back down. Inhale to the side and down. A few more times here. Trying to keep every other body part still, isolating this movement in our hip. And then we'll start doing some circles. Bring your knee into your chest, out to the side, behind you. So foot points up towards the ceiling, and then back into your chest. To the side, behind you, to the chest. Side, behind you, and chest. And we'll reverse it. So from our chest, bring it behind you, to the side, chest. Behind, side, chest. One more time. Good. Go ahead and bring it down. Shake out your wrists if you need to. And we'll work on the other side. Keeping that 90-degree angle, we're going to take our right leg to the side and back down. A few times here. Remembering to breathe. We never want to hold our breath. And then we'll go ahead and make these range of motion, these circles. So we're going to take our knee to our chest, to the side, behind you, back to the chest. A few more times making these circles. And you can make these circles as big or as small as you want, however you feel today. And then we'll reverse. From our chest going behind, side, chest, behind, side, chest. Few more times. And go ahead and release. Shake it out. Re-ground into your palms, tuck your toes. Exhale, hips come up and back, down dog. Take a few moments here. Walk your dog. Shake your head, yes and no. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat and slowly walk to the very front, forward fold. Knees bent here in this first fold. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to stand. Shake out your shoulders. And feet a little bit wider than hips distance. We're going to come into our squat. Hands can be at heart center here. Working on all of our hip muscles. And let's make this our elephant chair pose. So hands together. Bring your thumbs to your nose and your forehead. And if your bones allow it, bring your forearms to touch here. Knees behind toes. I'm sure we are feeling this in our legs just a little bit longer. Maybe we come into some pulses, bouncing up and down slightly. One more inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, wave your spine long. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms down to your mat and step back into your plank or modified plank. Lower all the way to your mat or through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Bend into both knees. Inhale, right leg up high, three-leg dog. Bend into your knee, roll open your hip. Maybe doing ankle circles, more hip circles. Inhale, back to three-leg dog. Exhale, plant your right foot next to your right thumb. Ground into your back heel. And inhale, root to rise. Warrior one. Deep breath in. And exhale, reach out, warrior two. Find your balance here. Maybe bending and straightening your leg. Again, working into our hips slowly. Let's go ahead and take our back hand to our back thigh. Bend into that front leg. Inhale, reach your arm up and over, reverse warrior. Inhale, shift back into warrior two. Exhale, bring your heels in so that your toes point towards the corner edges of your mat into our goddess squat. Hands can be at hips, heart center, wherever you want here. And invite in these little tiny pulses, getting our muscles warm, getting things moving and flowing. Maybe moving from side to side. Maybe hearing those pops and those cracks. It's okay. And then we'll turn our toes towards the front or the long edge of our mat. Hinge at your hips, bend your knees, fold forward. Hands can come to your mat at elbows, head hangs heavy. And if you want to sway from side to side, you can. Bend into one knee and then the other for some side lunges. Walk your hands to one leg and then the next. Turn your right toes towards the top of your mat, hands to either side, and come into our lunge. Go ahead and drop your back leg here. Back toes can stay tucked or untucked. And try and open up your chest. See if you can feel a stretch in your left hip flexor, left front of your thigh. If it feels good, you can always bend this knee to deepen this stretch or go back and forth here. Continuing to breathe. Bring your foot down if it's up. And we'll heel toe our right foot towards the edge of the mat. Bring your right hand in. And you can stay here if this isn't enough of a stretch for you. Maybe we need to warm up a little more before we go deeper. But if you are there already, you can maybe bend into your elbows, bringing in this pulse here. Or you can come all the way down to forearms. If you have blocks, now is a great chance to use them and take a few breaths wherever you're at. Inhale, come back up if you're not already. We'll shift our hips back and take your right leg back to meet your left. Big toes touch, knees wide. Exhale, sink your hips back for our child's pose. Inhale, rise back up into tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, legs come up and back, down dog. Bend into both knees. Inhale, left leg up high, three-leg dog. And bend into your knee. Open up your hip here. Maybe doing ankle circles, hip circles. Inhale, back to three-leg dog. Exhale, plant your left foot next to your left thumb. Ground into your back heel. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Deep breath in. And exhale, turn it out, warrior two. And again, maybe we straighten and bend this front knee, working into this other hip on this side. Noticing if this side feels any different. And then we'll keep this knee bent. Take your right hand to the back of your thigh. Inhale, reach up and back into our reverse warrior. Inhale, shift back into warrior two. And exhale, bring your heels in so toes come back out into our goddess squat. It does not matter how far down or up you are here. You are still working these muscles, your thighs, your hips, your glutes. Again, you can invite in movement, these little tiny pulses. And let's get into the upper body a little bit while we're here. Let's take our hands just above our knees, so thumbs are on the inside. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, take your left shoulder forward to gaze out over your right. We're going to press into your left knee a little bit here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, gaze out over your left shoulder. Pressing into that right inner thigh a little bit, just above the knee. Inhale, back to center. Turn your toes in so feet are parallel. Exhale, fold forward. Taking this fold whichever way feels best for you. Turn your left toes so they face the front of your mat. Hands to either side. And wiggle or scoot your right leg behind into your low lunge. Drop your back knee. Straighten out your chest, opening yourself up. Stay here until you feel your stretch, or if it feels good, you can bend your knee. Wherever you're at, breathing, releasing any tension from your jaw. And if your knee is bent, go ahead and bring your foot back to your mat. Heel toe your left foot out to the edge of your mat. Left hand comes to the inside. Again, if this is enough of a stretch for you, stay here. Or bend and re-straighten your elbows. Or you can lower yourself as far as feels good for you. I always like to bring in movements and then come to stillness, but whatever feels best for your body. Inhale, rise back up. Shift your hips back, left leg comes back to meet the right, big toes touch. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, rise back up into tabletop. And we're going to come to lie on our left side. So left elbow can be down like this if we want to rest our head in our hands, or you can come all the way down. Whatever feels best for your neck. And we're going to bend into our knees. So knees and feet are stacked here. Imagine like your feet are glued together, and we're going to bring our right knee up and back down. Continuing this just for a few rounds here. Working on these muscles, stretching and strengthening. Trying to isolate this movement as much as we can from our hip. One more, and release. Go ahead and straighten out your legs now. And this time, we're going to bring our top leg up as high as we can until we feel this muscle kind of contracting here, and then bring it back down. You can bring it to a hover or rest it down. Up and down. Try to keep it in line with your bottom leg as best as we can. Just a few here. And then we'll turn our toes as much as we can towards the sky, trying to get a different angle here. One more. And exhale, release. Great job. This next one, we're going to get to the inner thigh of our bottom leg. So go ahead and bend your knee. See if you can rest your foot off your mat just to get this top leg out of the way. And then we'll do some leg lifts with our bottom leg, reaching up as far as we can and then back down. A few on this side. Just a few more to go. This one's always a little awkward setup. Two more. And release. Go ahead and roll on over to the other side. Setting up here, bend into both knees. Knees and feet are stacked. And again, make sure that our feet are glued together as we lift our knee up and back down. And you might notice that range of motion is a little different on each side. That's normal. This side I cannot go nearly as high on, and that's fine. We're still working on these muscles. Few more. One more, and release, let it go. Straighten out your legs, and then we'll take our top leg and bring it up and down. Few here. And we'll go ahead and turn our toes as much as we can towards the ceiling, getting a little bit of a different angle. And exhale, release. We are almost done. Take this top leg, bring it out of the way as much as possible. And then we'll work on this bottom leg, the inner thigh. Go ahead and bring it up and down. Just a few more to go. Two more. Last one. Release. Nice job. Shake it out. Roll onto your bellies. Shift up into tabletop or down dog. And we are going to take our right ankle behind our left wrist here, setting up for pigeon pose. Scooting as far back as we're able to. If you have props, please use them. You can take a blanket under your knee, a blanket or a block underneath your right hip. And we're going to invite in movement and then stillness. So, inhale, tall. Exhale, bend into your elbows down. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Inhale, tall. This time, exhale, fold forward and stay down here if you wish. Inhale, slowly press into your palms, rise up. And you can either roll onto your right hip to bring your knees in, or tuck your back toes, pick up your back leg, shoot your right leg back high, shake it out. And then we'll set up for our other side. Take your left ankle behind your right wrist, setting up for pigeon pose here. Inhale, lengthen up high. Exhale, waterfall it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. One more. And this time, exhale, come all the way down. Allowing your face to relax. Release any tension from your jaw. Inhale, press into your palms, rise up, and come out of this pose whichever way best suits you. Shake out any tension, and then we'll make our way onto our backs. I've got just one more juicy hip opener before our final resting pose. Bring the soles of your feet on your mat, and we'll cross our right leg over the left. So knees are stacked as much as possible, as much as our bones allow. And then we'll bring our knees to our chest. Take your hands to your shins, your ankles, your feet, wherever, and we'll slowly, gently pull our legs to our chest. So we're hopefully finding a stretch in the back of the right hip. And you might have to play around here with this pose until you feel your stretch. And then once you do, we're just going to breathe here for a few moments. One more inhale. Exhale, plant your feet down, one and then the other. Maybe do a bridge pose as a nice counter here for our hip flexors. And then we'll switch legs, crossing your left leg over the right. And we'll bring our knees to our chest, find your stretch on this side. So looking for a stretch in the back of the left hip now. And we might have to adjust here for this side. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Perhaps you do that bridge pose. Sway your knees from side to side. Take any other poses or stretches here that your body may need. Maybe it's a happy baby pose. And when you're ready for our Shavasana, my suggestion is to come back into that reclined butterfly pose. If you do have blankets or blocks, please put them underneath our thighs here so gravity doesn't take us too far down. Getting out any final wiggles our body may have. And on your next exhale, allow your hips to soften. We've done a lot of work in our hips today, a lot of stretching and loosening, a lot of strengthening. Thank your hips for all that they do. And give them this time to rest, to relax, easing away all tension. I'll bring you out in just a few moments. Begin to deepen your breath. We'll take our hands to the outsides of our thighs to help bring our knees together. And we'll come to constructive rest. So knees together, feet wide. Maybe inviting in gentle movement in fingers or toes. Rock your head. Windshield wiper your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. And we'll roll all the way up to a seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you have happy hips. Let me know what you think. Namaste.